Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Danny Garcia, who fights Brandon Rios coming up February 17th at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada. And damn, Daniel, your dad's not here. I'm bummed out, man. What happened to him?
I don't know. I know you got that classic interview. Yeah. I watch that shit all the time. That's like the best interview of all times. You know that?
Dude, I thought your dad was going to hit me that day. No, I literally thought he was either going to hit me or choke me.
Nah, what it was is people kept saying, like, oh, Danny's in the fight of his life. Like, he's going to lose. Like, he got tired of hearing that, so you just had the bad timing of it.
Hey, you know, it's funny that we mentioned it because, yeah, that was the last time that you were in Vegas. Right. And you came into that fight, and it was 5 years ago, man. And so much has changed in your career. That win honestly changed your life and changed the trajectory of your career.
Right. I mean, that was a big win. That was a big night. I'm just happy to be a part of it, like, in boxing history. Like, that was a great fight. That was a great win. And I think I showed who I was that night.
I think since that fight, every time you fought, I see, like, when you're in there, like, you know that you belong, that right. You're supposed to be there. As opposed to before, I felt that you always had the skills, but I don't know if it was like you question yourself or you're just kind of like, like you seem like not uncomfortable, but it seemed like you didn't have that same swag that you did after that fight.
Right. It's just a part of growing. It's just a part of growing. A lot of people felt that way about me. Like, does he belong there? Is he really a true champion? And I showed it that night, and that was it. Like, to be honest, I never got nervous after that fight. I never got nervous after another fight.
Really?
That was probably the last time I ever got nervous a lot.
Is that a scary thing, not to be nervous before a fight?
I get nervous, but like that was a different type of nervous. It was like,
what kind of nervous was that?
It was like the whole world was against me type nervous, like pressure. No, I wouldn't say nervous. I would say pressure. Like, when no one in the world thinks you're gonna win, you really have to believe in yourself that you can win. And that night, I believed in myself 100%, and the pressure that I had on my back. Then when I won the fight, I was like, I did that shit. Like, I did it. Like, it was just like one of the best feelings I had in my career. And like, to be honest with you, I never felt that pressure ever again.
Not even in the Thurman fight?
No, I didn't feel that because I just felt like the Matisse fight was a way more dangerous fight than the Thurman fight.
Well, Matisse, at that point, man, everybody, you know, was thinking like, this guy's a killer. This guy's running over everybody. And honestly, you were the underdog in that fight.
Matisse was a way more dangerous fight than the Thurman fight. You talking about a guy who got punching power in both his hands. He comes to fight and he got a solid chin, and he was just knocking everybody out left and right. And then look, they just put me in there with him. Was like, let's see what you got, Danny.
They threw you out to the wolves, man, because with Amir, with that fight, and you know that's the one thing with you is.
To be honest with you, it was kind of like I got used to being at the top. And I just felt like no matter how I looked, that no one could beat me. And I think that's probably caught up to me. That's probably one thing I could say is like, damn, like never get too comfortable. You know what I mean? So it was like, but I was in great shape. I had a great camp. I had the fight in Philly, the tune-up fight. Everything was perfect. You know, it was just like I said before. I just could have just did a little better, and that's it.
Well, now you're returning to a stage where, like I said, you had the biggest win of your career. You know, the one thing that always pops up out of my mind outside of the interview that I did with your dad was the weigh-in when your dad was dancing. Yeah. To this day, I think that's still one of the funniest things that ever happened. But it gets me thinking, how is your dad as a grandpa? I would imagine he's like the funniest grandpa in the world.
Oh, he is. Like, my daughter stay like killing his face. Like, if you see him right now, he look like an alley cat. Like, the baby would just be destroying his face, and like he got like a soft heart towards her. Like, he never screams at her. Like, he gets mad when like people will scream at her. Like, he's a good grandpa.
Would imagine, because he has the twins, your two sisters, and they're coming of age. How's that dynamic? Are you guys like super protective of them, or are you like, oh, you guys are going out on a date, we're going to be there waiting, like, we're going to check this guy out?
It's tough, actually. Yeah. Like, right now it's tough. Like, it's being hard for me to be a brother right now.
How so?
Because it's like my sister's 16 and like life is changing for them. It's hard. I'm having a hard time doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they want to go out, they want to have a boyfriend, and it's like that shit. It don't feel right. So it's like, damn, like like it's hard for me to change. Like it's going through like it causes the arguing and stuff. Like me and my sisters never argue. Like I'll be arguing with my little Twix sisters. Like what are you doing? Like dumb stuff. Like things I never thought I had to worry about, and then I'm gonna have to deal with this all over again.
Yeah, you are when your daughter grows up, and it's gonna be worse.
Right, I know. So I'm like, shit, this is crazy. I wish I had a freaking twin brothers.
You know, it's all part of growing up, and you know, you've accomplished so much at this point in your career. For you, what does it mean to return to Vegas?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good. Like I said, it's something special about Vegas. It's something special about Vegas that I like fighting. It gives me a great feel, the atmosphere, everything. I'm just excited to be back in the ring. Period. It doesn't matter where it's going to be.
So a lot of fans are wondering, what happened to the Shawn Porter fight? Why aren't you fighting Shawn Porter?
It never got offered to me.
Like never at all. No one ever called you to say, "Hey, we got Shawn here."
Never. Shawn Porter fight never got offered to me. The phone never rang, say, Danny Garcia, you want to fight Shawn Porter? Never. Not even when he fought those 2 fights. I wasn't even thinking about boxing. They knew not to call me. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Al, I'm taking a break. He said, Danny, go play some basketball. Enjoy your life, man. You've been fighting for a long time. You need to just be a regular person for a little bit. And that was it. It was never no phone calls about boxing, about me fighting him or nothing like that. I think it was just more of him just trying to use my name to promote his fights.
Yeah, because he did that video where he came out with the costume and the hat.
But if you know, if he was, he was already mashed up. Wasn't he fighting that kid from Chicago? Yeah, it was like a week before. Like, how you calling me out a week before you fighting this kid? So it was like, I put one and one together. It's like using my name to promote your fight. I mean, it's smart, but I'm not even thinking about boxing right now. But it was never offered to me. That's just the end of that. Like, never. I never got offered to fight Shawn Porter.
I'm glad you cleared that up. That time off, why'd you need it so much? What was it there? I read that you were healing from injuries and that you just needed a break. Was it just the grind or was it more?
No, I wasn't. It really wasn't no injuries. I would just say physically, mentally a little bit. I just need to be a regular person. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, I had like a big bald spot right here. Like, my hair was missing right here. Like, in the back of my hair. It just fell off. Like, I had like a big...
Was that from stress?
I don't know. I think it was from training, thinking too much.
You're freaking out, huh? I could tell by your expression.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Like,
am I dying or what the hell's going on?
So basically my immune system got confused. And it's called alopecia or whatever.
Yeah.
So it probably comes from a combination of all that stuff. Just training. Remember, I fought the fight in Philly, then I fought the fight after that. It was close, so it was like in that 7-month span, it was just nothing but training and media and family and everything. It was just too much. So I was like, you know what? Let me just calm down real quick, take some time off, and we're gonna come back in 2018, healthy, healed, a good head on our shoulders, and get back to the grind. And that's what we're doing.
That Thurman fight, I know you got a split decision in it and you felt like you won the fight. Is it a fight that you still look at and it bothers you? And you tell yourself, man, I could have won that fight, or man, why'd I do this? I could have done this, and if I would have done this, I would have won the fight.
I always say, like, make sure you do everything right, because you don't want to wake up the next morning saying I should have did something. Like, I lived by that my whole career. It's like, make sure you just get the job done, Danny, because when you wake up tomorrow, you want to be like, shit, I should have did that shit. So I just, to be honest with you, I watched it a few times. You know what I'm saying? It was a good fight. Like I said, I think I did enough to win the fight. But it's like, if you really look at it, like, he didn't do nothing to me and I didn't do nothing to him. It was like that type of fight. It's like, it was what it was. Like, it's just something that's gonna put behind me and just come back stronger, and that's it.
I know that's a win that you want to get back in your record. Doing research, I found out that you fought Terence Crawford in the amateurs. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you beat him.
Yeah.
Now with him moving up to welterweight and seeing the landscape, because, okay, say if you win this fight, you're the mandatory, but Porter still has to fight Thurman. That leaves belts on hold on that end. Spence has his defense against Peterson, and they're trying to build towards a Thurman versus Spence fight. So logically speaking, Crawford Horn, for you to get a belt, makes a lot of sense. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. That's a fight I like. He's a guy coming up from 140 or 147. You want to test his skills. He has to win the Horn fight, though. Don't sleep on that kid. Don't sleep on that kid. He's awkward. Threw Manny Pacquiao's timing way off. Beat Pacquiao. Like, that's a great win. Like, to beat Manny Pacquiao.
You really felt he beat Pacquiao? Because a lot of people don't think he beat Pacquiao.
He came to fight.
That he did.
He came to fight.
That he did.
He ain't lay down.
He roughed him up.
Yeah. He hit him with some good shots. He threw his timing off. He came to fight. So I give him respect for that. I mean, they gave it to him. It is what it is. He won. He won.
If you were to fight Crawford, how do you beat this guy? Because at this point, he seems like whatever you do, he has an answer for. If you try to fight him one way, he'll just switch to southpaw. If you try to fight him southpaw, he'll switch to orthodox.
I mean, he's been doing that. He's been doing that since he was an amateur.
So he's the same, you feel, since the amateurs?
Yeah, he always fought the same way. He's a mentally strong kid. He's a mentally strong kid.
So you have a win over him. How do you beat him?
Basically, you just beat him, like, beat him. I can't tell you how to beat somebody. Just go in there and beat him and shit. Like I said, he's a mentally strong kid, and in order to beat a guy like him, you got to be mentally strong. You got to fight somebody like Danny Garcia or somebody who got the same type of mental strength as you in his mind. So, but there's ways, man. There's ways you could beat him. I'm great at fighting southpaws, and I'm great at fighting right-handers. A lot of people, when he turns southpaw, they don't know what to do. A lot of people don't know how to fight southpaws. You know what I mean? They freeze up. But righty and lefty's the same to me, and that's a major key. And I got great timing against southpaws, and I got power, and I got the mental strength. So I like that fight for me.
I like it too. I think it'd be a really good fight. Closing it up and coming full circle, Brandon Rios is a tough dude. He's going to come forward. He's going to try to rough you up, target the body. How do you see that fight playing out, and how do you beat him?
I just got to go in there and be Danny Garcia. I got to be mentally, physically strong. I just got to fight a smart fight. I can't get caught up in all the dumb stuff. Use my jab. I want to use my jab a little more. I got a great jab. I feel like I don't use it enough. Just put all my skills on the table and get this victory.
All right, Danny, hey, man, it's good chatting with you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You return to Vegas, coming up February 17th, taking on, I was going to say Danny Garcia. You can't be fighting yourself. No, he's fighting Brandon Rios coming up February 17th at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada.